everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make some wood and fabric or paper decoupaged earrings. So here is one that I've done. And I saw these online and thought, oh my goodness, those look like so much fun. So these are kind of big. These aren't everybody's cup of tea, I know, but they have all different sizes and shapes of these wooden pieces. So these are specifically for earrings. And I ordered a bunch of them on Amazon for just like $11, and they came with the ear wires and everything. So I'm going to show you how I did these. We're going to do some different ones, but these are some wooden pieces, and I've decoupaged some scrapbook paper. It's so easy. It's so fun too. But first, our encouraging word for today is don't ever let anyone dull your sparkle. So I like that one. All right, so what we're going to do today, first of all, we're going to start with these teardrops. I don't know how many we'll get done. I'm just going to try a couple different pair, and we'll just see how they go. So I've got some scrapbook paper here. I've got this sparkly, I kind of been thinking I might use that on the teardrops. I've got this one, I've got this one, and I've got this one. And I'm going to use this one on the marquise. I've already drawn the shapes on there. So let's look at this one for the teardrops. So I just pulled out scrapbook paper. I used to scrapbook when my kids were little, and I don't do it anymore because they're big. And maybe if I have grandkids, I don't know. But what you're going to need is you're going to need some of these wooden pieces. Now, I think you can get these at Michael's and stuff, but they don't have the hole drilled in them. Like I said, I ordered them on Amazon. They were super easy. And I'm just going to lay it over my piece of scrapbook paper here. You're going to need scrapbook paper. You're going to need paint brushes. You're going to need Mod Podge. I'm using satin. This is not called Mod Podge. That drives me insane. I hear so many people online calling this Mod Podge. It's Mod Podge. So that's a pet peeve of mine. You're going to need a couple of toothpicks. I've got some metallic craft paint in silver. I've also got some wood stain. My in-laws are actually they've moved to Florida, so we're cleaning out their garage, and they told us either to keep stuff or throw it away. So I kept all the wood stain. I've got a pencil. I've got some paint brushes. I even have some gold leaf that they had in their garage, and I've never used this. This is liquid leaf. I don't know how it works, but I'm definitely up to trying it out. I have a little container here with some paint thinner in it for the stain if I use that. And I have a little container here of water just for the Mod Podge. Okay. I've got some napkins. I've got my sanding block. And I've got some latex gloves. I've got some scissors. And I think that's everything. If there's anything else, we'll just have to deal with it when we come across it, because I can't remember. But first I'm going to lay this down here on, I kind of want this middle to be on here. So I'm just going to lay it down kind of where I want my earring to be. And then I'm going to take this pencil. I hope this shows up on this. And I'm just writing kind of hard because I want to be able to cut it out. I want to be able to see where to cut it out. Let me say it that way. Okay, so there's one. Oh, I can see it. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. Just trying to get it pretty much as close as I can to where I had that one. And they don't have to be exactly perfect. I mean, if you've got the pattern on there, it's going to look really cute. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, so there's my second one. All right, so I'm just going to cut these right out. And you want some fairly sharp scissors, so just go right in here. Just going to cut them out. Just like this. And I'm trying to be kind of careful and make sure that I stay pretty close. You know, I want to stay on the line if I can. Okay. Trim this right here. Should have my glasses on. This is always a thing. I get in here, start working, and then I realize I can't see. Okay. And I'm going to do the same with this little guy right here. Just cutting him out. Now, I don't know as far as scrapbook paper goes. I don't know how thick or thin works best. I've never really done this before. Like I said, I just saw it online and thought, hey, I'm going to give it a try. And those other earrings turned out pretty cute. So I thought, well, I'm just going to keep on giving it a try. And we'll see. And if it turns out horrible, then I'll know this is not my thing. Okay, so there we have two little teardrops. That one's a little wonky right there, isn't it? Let me round that out a little. Okay, so we have two little teardrops here for our two little teardrop earrings. Yep, they're going to fit on there pretty good, actually. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to Mod Podge these on here. And I am going to take, I think, a black Sharpie. You can use Sharpies on these, on this wood. Actually, it works really well. And I'm just going to color this one along the edges. So if there's any of this paper that doesn't adhere all the way, you know, go all the way to the edge, it won't be really noticeable. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going around the edge of it with my black Sharpie, just so no wood shows through. Okay. Just like that. You don't even have to do the middle. I'm just mainly doing it so the edges don't look like bright white wood or bright light wood against this black if they would be showing in any spots. And the Sharpie actually works really good to color these. Like if you wanted to make them different colors and stuff, you know, the backs or something, you could. Now, I think I might go ahead and do the edges just to be safe. I may go over these edges with silver. I'm not sure. But I'm going to start with the black. We'll go with black first. Just go right over these edges. Now the back I'm not going to do in black. The back I'm going to do in silver, I think. So I'm not going to color the back with the Sharpie. Okay. But there's the edges of that one and the front edges, just in case the paper would, I don't know. I feel secure doing that. So I feel like it'll cover really well. Okay. All right. So there that is. Now we're going to take our Mod Podge. And I've got this napkin here. And my brush. And I like this really wide brush. I just feel like it covers. And the softer the bristles are, I feel like, with Mod Podge, the better it does. It doesn't leave brush strokes as bad. And this one's kind of separated because it's wet. It was fanned really pretty, but that's kind of funny. Okay, so I'm going to take it, put a little Mod Podge on it, and I'm just going to cover this pretty darn good. That's why I've got my little silicone mat down here today, because I'm pretty messy when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, okay, now I'm just going to take my little teardrop piece and just stick it right down to the Mod Podge. And I'm going to go around the edges here like this and just kind of smooth it out, make sure that there's no air bubbles underneath. Okay, just like that. We're going to let that dry for a second while we work with this one. Same thing. Just sticking, making sure that the paper gets stuck down really good on the front. Okay, just like this. And I am going to be I want to try to be kind of careful not to rub the glitter off, because I do like the glitter on here, and I want them to have it. So I'm just kind of going around the edges here, just like that. Okay, now that we've got that adhered down pretty well, I'm going to go ahead and cover the front. And I'm not going to worry about the hole right now in the top of the earring. I'm just going to take this Mod Podge. I'm going to give it a pretty liberal coat on the front of both of them. Okay, just like this. Now, I don't want there to be a whole big lot, like gooped up, so I am kind of just going around with my paintbrush and just kind of smoothing it out, making sure that there's not like a whole bunch built up in one spot. Okay, gonna set that aside, do the same thing to this one. I want the sides to get covered, but not like I said, I don't want there to be a lot of extra. So I'm just kind of smoothing it out there. Okay, now we're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna stick my paintbrush back in the water, and we're just gonna let these sit here and dry for a second, and we're gonna look at these marquee ones. So I've got this pair, and I have this paper right here. Set the Mod Podge back out of the way. Where's its lid? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I traced the marquee shapes on here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut them out. Actually, it was this one. So let me go ahead and cut this out. And I'm going to do something a little bit different on this, I think. I'm going to try. So just cut along the lines here with this one. Okay, there's one. And then it was this one over here that I was using. Okay. Okay, so I've got these two little guys right here to go over top of my marquise earrings, but what I kind of want to do is I want to cut this in like a little bit of a swirly shape down the middle, and I want to stain half of it and leave the other half not stained. So let me think about it a second. So the way I want to do this, I want them to mirror each other. So I'm just going to take my pencil. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay. And I wish I had something that I could use. Maybe I could use the earring itself. No, that's kind of going to leave it like, okay. I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to freehand this. I'm not the best at freehanding, but I just kind of want to go down the middle here, and I don't know. Let me see. I want it to just kind of be a swirl. So maybe, let me turn it over and do it on the back. That might be the best thing to do. Okay. So maybe do this. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now if I can, so if that one goes on here, I'm probably going to use that part. I need to make this one mirror it. Let me think. I have to think. My brain doesn't work this way at all. So I have to honestly think about it. So if it's going to mirror this one, then it would have to be, let me just cut this and see. I may be screwing it entirely up, but we're going to give it a try. Okay. So I think I did that right. I think I did. So if I put this one on like this, yeah, and this one on like this, they mirror each other. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stain this earring. So here's my stain. Let me shake it up really good. It's hard to tell how many years old this stuff is. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but let's open it up and we will see. Okay. So, alrighty, it looks okay. I am going to put the gloves on because I am so bad with making messes and stuff. I mean, like, really, really bad. So let me put these gloves on, because if not, I'll have my hands stained and they won't come off for weeks, and then I'll be getting nasty comments on my YouTube videos that my hands are dirty, which they're not. I just do a lot of stuff. And one lady one time, she was so hateful. She was like, I said, well, I do a lot of crafting. And she's like, oh, well, I don't do crafting. I'm an artisan. And I was like, well, aren't you just special? She sure thought she was. It was pretty funny. All right, so let's go ahead and just stain it. This is kind of a pretty, like a honey, what is this? This is golden oak. So I like this. It's really pretty. And I'm just going to put a coat on the front of this one. Okay, same thing here. That is quite pretty. Okay, let's give a little more on this one. Okay, now I am going to do the edges. I think it pretty much gets the edges anyway when you do this. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the back. It really is a pretty color, kind of like a really pretty goldish color. Okay, flip it over. Do the back. Really pretty. All right. Okay, so we're going to scoot these up here to dry. Out of the way. And I'm going to put the lid on that stain because it's fumigating me. And I'm going to set that brush in the paint thinner and just try to clean off my little workspace here a little bit. All right. So we've got these two drying now. These two are drying. They're still kind of tacky. Really tacky, actually. Okay, let those two dry. Now, I've got these little circles. What do I want to do with them? Let me pull these gloves up. Well, maybe I should just leave the gloves on. I kind of like this paper. And it would be cute. Let's see, get those out of the way. And these out of the way. So this would be really cute to put, like, I don't know, you'd have to find just the right spot, like maybe right in there. That would be kind of cute, this yellow and pink and blue section. Is there another one of those? I like the peach too, though. The peach is really pretty. Is there any way I could get all three in one? I don't see any place that has all three, the peach, the yellow, and the pink. So I really kind of like this spot. Is there another spot like that on this paper? There's not. How odd is that? Okay. Well, let's see. I guess they don't necessarily have to be identical. I mean, I could do like this peachy yellow greenish spot, maybe like right there, and then maybe like right here, something like that just has the same kind of pattern going. Yeah, I might do that. Okay, so this is pretty. Let me go ahead and trace it. Okay, that's cute. Now let's see what I can find that will kind of coordinate with that. I could actually do this red and peach spot. It's the same little flower, just a different or the same little thing right there. Or let's see, I could go down here maybe and do, there's all kind of the 3 colors together. Yeah, I might do that. I'm going to make these not necessarily exactly matching, and we'll see how it comes out. Okay. All right, so once again, we'll cut our little pieces. I did another thing one time where I took dominoes and decoupaged on them, and that was a heck of a lot of fun, and made little magnets out of them. And I may do that again. I looked at the Dollar Tree the other day and couldn't find the dominoes. They used to have them. But I may order some from Amazon and do that again. I've been giving, I had a bunch left where I sold them when I did craft shows, but obviously there's not a lot of craft shows going on right now. I haven't been doing any. Just too busy. I haven't had time, but I had a bunch left over, and so I've been giving them away as free gifts on my, when people order from my website. And they are super cute little magnets. They make really cute little magnets. Okay, so there's one piece. Go ahead and do this other one. Yeah, I think these will be cute even if they're not like perfectly matching. They're still the same colors and kind of the same pattern. Okay. All right, so for this one, let's lay them on there. I got that one a little, oh, is it gonna fit? Whoops. It's kind of pointy right there for some reason. Let me round that out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so there's that one and this one. Yeah, I think those are super cute. Okay, so I'm just going to take these and just do the Mod Podge. Okay, so let me dry my brush off a little bit here. Actually, I'm kind of curious. This gold leafing, what is this? Florentine liquid leaf. Let's look at it. I have no idea what this is. No idea how old it is. Well, it looks like it's still functional product. I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh wow, it smells super strong. Okay. Oh, it's pretty. Look at this. I've never used this before. This was in my in-laws' garage as well. Oh, it's very pretty. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this on here. So I'm just going to cover one side and the edges really good. And I want to do that before I put the paper on because I have a feeling after I put the paper on, it would be very difficult to do it without getting it all over the paper. So, ooh, it's really pretty though. It's very metallic. So now I'm getting happy with it. I'm going to put a whole lot on here. Probably don't need that much. Okay, let's lay that one. Oops, let's lay that one down there a second. These acrylic mats. This is actually a baking mat. I ordered these on Amazon. This stuff's going to make me a little bit loopy. It is really strong. Okay, let's get this one done, and then I'm going to put the lid back on here. Anyway, I ordered these acrylic mats on Amazon. They're very large, and they're great because everything peels off of them. Like if you're using, okay, let's put the lid back on that. If you're using, whatever you're using, and we'll stick that in the paint thinner. Oh, I hit the camera. So sorry. I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Whatever you're using, resin comes off of it. Mod Podge peels off of it. This, look, it just comes off of it. Everything comes off of this silicone mat. I love these things, and they're great because I'm very messy, so, you know. All right, so there's one side of that. Let's turn that over. And we are going to Mod Podge the back of it. So let me grab my Mod Podge here. And we're going to just, you know, put it on. This brush is like really kind of screwed up at this point. So we're just going to put some Mod Podge on here. Okay. And then I'm just going to stick these little pieces on. I can't do this with gloves on. My fine motor skills aren't the best anyway, and I definitely am not going to be able to pick that little paper up with those gloves on. So let's just place this on here. Smooth it down. Okay. And oh look, my gold leaf's coming off. It's still very pretty on the back. Okay. And let's do this one. Okay. Now if you have a little overhang, it's okay. Don't panic. Just get it on there where you want it to be. Oh, I'm getting the gold leaf on the front of it now. Okay. Get it on there where you want it to be and set it aside. I did totally get some of that gold leaf on the front. That's okay. Alright, we're just going to let that dry for a second. Now, let's look back at these. Okay, so we got these guys right here. Okay. We got these guys right here. Now, I do need to Mod Podge over this again. It needs another coat, so let's do that. And again, I'm just going over it, kind of around the edges here, just trying to seal it really good. Okay, same thing on this one. Okay, and we're going to let them dry a little while longer. Now let's look at these. So these we need to, they're dry and they're a very pretty color. Let me wipe this little surface off right here a little bit. I just don't want to get anything on them. Okay, here they are. Now, I'm going to Mod Podge these on, but I want to make sure I get it right. So this one needs to go that way, and this one needs to go this way, just like that, okay? So let's take a little Mod Podge. I'm just going to apply it to the back of this paper on this one, and then we will go over the top, but I just want to make sure that it sticks really good and that I don't get it all over the other part of the earring right away. Let's put that, I'm getting gold leaf on everything from my fingers too. I maybe need to go wash my fingers off. Okay, let's put that down. Now, let's see, it's not laying where I want it to be. Scoot it over a little. There we go. Okay. Now let's do the same with this one. The gold leaf is very pretty, but yeah, I'm getting it everywhere. I'm very messy when it comes to making things. Okay, stick that one down very good. Okay, now this one is not sticking on the top. I'm just going to go over it with the Mod Podge real good. Now that it's where I want it to be, I'm just going to go over it here, and then I'm going to set it up here and let it dry. Same with this one. Okay, set it up here and let it dry. Okay, now let's look at these again. So they need a coat on top. Let's just give them a coat on top. Try to get the edges around there like that. I kind of like to pick it up and move it into a different spot if I've got a lot on the table, and then just lay it somewhere over out of the way. And now let's do this one. You want to make sure that you get the edges so, you know, it lays down good. Okay, so we've got both of those drying. Let me just touch this one up a little bit. Okay, and these are pretty well dry. So let me clean this little area off just a little bit. I need to get my alcohol. I've got a spray bottle with alcohol in it, and that takes everything off of these silicone mats, but I neglected to pull that out. Okay, so while those are drying, what else can we do? Let's see. I have, let me grab a different wooden blank. Okay, so I have these oval ones too. This package from Amazon came with so many of these little shapes. It was really pretty cool. Okay, I'd really like to do something with the acrylic paint too. And this is really pretty. This will be really pretty with this acrylic paint. So let's trace a couple of these. Pencil. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, and then the same shape, like right here. Okay, so I got those traced. Now I'm going to cut, whoops, I'm going to cover these with the acrylic paint, the silver. So I'm just going to put a little bit out here on my mat, not a lot, and just going to give these a coat. This is just kind of a really pretty little metallic silver. It's probably going to take more than one coat for this, I can tell. Okay, so let's let that dry for a second. Do this one. Okay. And I wanted to do the backs of these in the silver. So I'm just going to grab it here, get some of my paint. And I'm just going to paint the backs of this one the silver. And if it doesn't completely cover on the first coat, you can definitely, you know, add more. It looks like this is a really light metallic silver, so I'm probably going to have to give it more than one. But this will be pretty. Okay, so we'll let these dry and then we'll give them another coat. This one could probably start on another coat. And if this acrylic paint doesn't end up being dark enough or coverage enough, it doesn't seem like it's covering really all that great, I could just pull out a Sharpie. Or if you have like a metallic paint pen, any of those things will work. So let's let those sit there for a second. Okay, now we've got this one right here, and it's still kind of drying. The Mod Podge is drying, and so is this one. So I am going to pause the camera and let these, I'm going to give these, I don't know, about 10 or 15 minutes to dry.
Mail has arrived.
Mail's here. And then I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so we're back, and here's what we've got. And I let this stuff dry for, it's been like overnight. So we've got our little discs here. They've been Mod Podged. We've got this one, which I've painted the back silver, and we're going to Mod Podge this pattern on the front. These, we Mod Podge this on, stain this, and the back is stained, okay? And these are silver on the back, and this is Mod Podge paper on the front, okay? So this one, I think we're done. I'm just going to hang it, and I'll do that here in a minute. This one, I need to sand the edges a little. So the way we do this, actually, let me do that last so I don't mess these up. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some Mod Podge on this and put this pattern down on there. So let me find my little Mod Podge brush. Okay, and we're just going to take some of it and paint it on here. Just like we did the other ones, you know, just put on kind of a liberal amount of it. Not too much. I mean, you don't want it like oozing out the sides or anything. This initial coat just is going to adhere this down. And then I'm just going to put that on there. get it as close to the edges as I can and kind of push it down. And then just get the excess out just by smoothing it like that. Same thing with the other one. Okay, so just get it all the way up to the edges. And I want to put that in the water. Always put your little brush in the water, because if you don't, then you end up with your brush being hard on the end, because once the Mod Podge dries, it's hard. It dries hard. So I've learned that lesson. Just going to smooth it down on here. And just, you know, make sure you try to get any air bubbles out and just smooth it down. Okay, so let's just let that one sit for a minute. Now this one, I want to take this gold leaf, this liquid gold leaf, and I just want to do a line down through here. I think that would be kind of cool. This gold leaf is very messy. And, you know, me, I'm not really good with super messy stuff, but, or is this the one I even used before? I guess it, maybe it isn't. Ooh, look at this one. So, I don't know about this one. It might be dried up in there, sort of. Let me shake it. It must have been this one. It is this one that I used, but I like this one because it's a little brighter. Okay, let me see. Well, it might work. We're going to give it a try. So I'm just going to take a little brush and put some on it. Okay, and I just want to kind of go down this line here if I can. Yeah, just like that. I need to get... This isn't real liquidy. Let me try to stir it up a little. I do have paint thinner here. I guess I could add a couple dabs of paint thinner in it, but I don't really want to do that either. Let me stick that over there and grab a different brush. This one would work, I think. Okay, get the paint thinner off of it. Yeah, this brush is kind of... And I just want to kind of give it like a little line down through here. Just like that. It just kind of gives it a little bit of interest, and kind of like a gold little sparkle down through there a little bit. Okay. Let's do this one. I like these. I think they turned out really pretty so far. If I don't mess them up. I'm notorious for that too. Like getting something kind of how I like it and then I mess it up. Because see, now I've gone over this line here. I'm going to have to come back this way just a little. Alright, and then I'm going to have to make this one match it by going up onto here a little bit. Which is okay, because this kind of needs to blend in anyway. Okay, so there's that one. And there's that one. Yeah, I kind of like that. It just gives it a little extra. Okay, so just like that. I'm going to stick that brush back in the paint thinner and put the lid back on this stuff before I make a big old mess. Okay, now let me take my little, let me scoot these over and get this off of here. Okay, so now let's scoot those over and let them dry. Just get them out of the way. And this one, if you can see, the paper kind of goes over the edges here. So I'm just going to take this and just kind of go around like this. This is just a sanding block from Dollar Tree. And it works really good for this. It just kind of gets the paper off and smooths out the edge. Okay, just like this. And I've Mod Podged over this paper. I did like 2 or 3 coats. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure it's smooth around the edges here. Like there's a little piece that's not so smooth. Okay. Just going around like that, making sure it's smooth. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gold Sharpie. Where did it go? Let me grab it. And I'm going to take the gold Sharpie and just go right around the edges here. And just make sure that it's colored really good. See that white line? I don't want that to show on the paper, so I'm just going to cover it with this gold Sharpie. Works like a charm. Then I'm going to go around this one. You could Mod Podge it again, but you don't really need to. I mean, I did like 3 coats on the front of it, so it's really, the paper's adhered really well. Okay, you just need to cover that little edge. And there we have it. So these are super cute. Now the way that I punch the hole for the earring hook or the jump ring is this is a leather punch. And I just take it and put it in here and just punch. And then I go through the top too. Okay. And that just makes the perfect little round hole where your paper just kind of went over the regular hole that was already there. Okay, just like that. Now, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take a gold eye pen. A couple of gold eye pens, actually, not just one. And a couple of jump rings, gold jump rings. Let's see here. Got a bunch of jump rings. I think that size should work just fine. And I'm going to go ahead and just hook this on with the jump ring. Actually, I've got a couple beads here. Let me go ahead and do this first, okay? See these little beads? I'm going to use these on this. And I'm just going to take them and put them right on here and make a loop. Now you could use bead caps. You could, oh gosh, sorry, I'm just knocking the camera around like crazy. You could use bead caps. You could do, you know, whatever you want. But I'm just going to keep it simple on here. Gonna make a little loop. Roll back a little loop here. Okay. There we go. Need to get that shaped a little bit better. And then I'm just going to take my jump ring. Stick this right through. These are so lightweight too. They're really really nice. These wooden ones make really good little earrings. I'm going to go ahead and put that through. Close this up. And then I'm just going to hang my ear wire on here. Got stuff all over my hands from this glue. Now you don't have to do this. You could hang the ear wire directly on and it would be just a smaller earring, which is fine. Not as much dangle. Now, obviously I need my fish hook to be facing the other way. We want it to be hanging like this, okay? So I need to turn that, just this top one just a little bit so that the fish hook is facing the right way. So I'm just going to grab it on the bottom like I want it to be, and then I'm going to grab it on the top and just give it a little twist. And that makes it hang just right. So isn't that cute? So cute and really, really simple. So here's our second one. We just take our eye pin, put our little bead on, make our little dangle here. Okay, and then we'll take our jump ring and go ahead and just put it right on the little wooden disc. Hang this right on. Close it up good. And then take our fish hook. And just hang it right on. And then if you need to twist it, you can. You can just take this, hold it right where it needs to be, give your other one just a little turn, and there you have it. So that's one pair. I think these are super cute. There's the backs. They're so easy. So that's the one. Now, we've got this guy that we just Mod Podged the back, and we need to do the front. So let me get... I just want to wipe off where I sanded there a little bit because I don't want to get that everywhere. So I'm going to grab my brush. Well, drop my brush. Okay. And this one, I think I might sand a little bit on it first. Just to kind of get the edges down. Where did my sanding block go? I'm losing everything. I literally just had the thing. Okay, well... I'm gonna have to locate that. Like, I literally just had it. I don't, oh, it's in the floor. Okay, goodness. All right, so this one I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna go ahead and do this first. We'll see how that works. Like I said, I'm new to this. We'll see if it is just the same or, you know, makes any difference to do it first. That does get the edges really smooth. Let's do the other one. If you don't like bigger earrings because of the weight of them, then this is a really good option for you because these are super lightweight, and it would, you know, for people that don't like big earrings, just because they're heavy, but you'd like to be able to wear big earrings for the look of them, then this will be a great option for you. Because these are so lightweight. Okay, so there, I got all those. Sand it up. And now we can take our Mod Podge and go over this one as well. Let's see, I've got silver on these. Let me grab my silver Sharpie. Okay, and this, yeah, this is a metallic silver, so I'm just going to go around the edges with it. And I already have some of the silver paint on the edges, so this just, it's a little darker than the silver paint. Okay. I just kind of like the contrast of it against the lighter silver on the back. Oop, I just marked on the front though. That's not good. It's not what we want. Not at all. Okay. So I just went around the edges. I kind of marked on the front right there. Don't do that. You do not want to do that on your earring. Be careful. And I don't know, the Sharpie where I've already put silver on there, it may not be the best option because it's not wanting to color over that silver very well. And it's kind of getting in the, bleeding into the paper. So, lesson learned. If you're going to do a Sharpie, do it before you sand it, number one. And don't try to do it over the acrylic paint, number two. Okay. So I can see what we're going to have to do here is take the acrylic paint probably and go back over. But let's set this Sharpie aside. That didn't work out so great. Okay, so this acrylic paint is super light. I had to do several coats. Let me get a little bit out here. And let's see. Let's just see what it would do on the edges here. And I may even, because I goofed that up right there a little bit and the edges are kind of goofed up, I'm going to put a coat of it over top of this. And I think it will just make this, it's very sheer. So I think it will just kind of give it like a little glossy coating and won't really hurt the pattern on here, I'm thinking. And then when I get the Mod Podge on top of that, I'm thinking it's going to be okay. So let's look and see. So this is kind of an experiment today. Like I said, I've not really made hardly any of these. I just wanted to try it out. So let's go over this with this. And it does, it kind of mutes the pattern a little, but still it's pretty, and it kind of covers up some of those little imperfections where I messed up the sides. So let's go ahead and do this one the same way. I wasn't liking this silver paint because it was so sheer, but now I'm thinking that's a good thing. So I'm just going down the sides with it first, and then I'll do the front. Yep, it just kind of covers up where I goofed it there with the Sharpie. Okay, now we'll lay it down. See that? It covers that Sharpie right up and just gives it kind of a really like a shimmery coating. It's really kind of pretty. Okay, so we'll let that dry for just a second. And let's take a look at these. Now, this gold leaf, I'm going to take this little napkin and just kind of go over it. Just like this. Kind of smooth it out a little because it has some little bumps in it. And that just kind of, there, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we'll take our Mod Podge and go over the top of this. Because the gold leaf kind of needs to be sealed in, I think. I don't know. I'm just going to give it a very thin coat of it, not a lot, because I don't want it to totally cover it up, and I don't think it will, but let's just do a thin coat on there. And of course, it always looks like it's going to dry, but it dries clear. There we go. All right, now let's give that just a second. Sounds like somebody is shooting a gun outside. And I hope it's one of our military neighbors practicing. It's night and Chris is gone, so yeah, I hope that's all it is. And we have a lot of military around, so I'm banking on that. Okay, so here's our black piece. Now I'm almost tempted to go over this with the silver and see what that would look like. Just to give it like a little, whoops, my paintbrush came apart. Just to give it that little sheen, let's do it. Very, very light. I'm just going to do it very, very light and kind of brush it around here. Yeah, I'm kind of dabbing it, swirling it with the brush. I do want to give it like a little, I think it's kind of pretty. Gives it a little sheen on top of the earring, but I don't want to cover up the, I don't want to make the black too, you know, gray. So let's put that on like that. I kind of like it. And then I'm going to take the napkin and just kind of dab it like this. So it just kind of removes any excess. But it does kind of give it like a little silvery sheen. So I like that. All right, so here's this one. It's pretty much done. And what I'm going to do with it is nothing but hang it on this really pretty little hook. I do need to punch its hole. Whoops. Come back. So let's punch the hole with this one. You'll have to excuse my hands. I know I've got stuff all over me now. Glue and Mod Podge and paint and everything else. I'm very messy when it comes to all this stuff. Very, very messy. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm just going to take a jump ring. Find a silver one here really quickly. Yeah, I don't know. Can you guys hear that gunfire outside? I'm like, that's odd. I mean, we can hear Fort Bragg, but that's closer than Fort Bragg. So, I don't know what's going on. So we're going to take this jump ring, hang it right here, and then take this little piece and hang it right on here. And, oh no, that's not going to work. We're going to have to do 2 jump rings. Oh, I didn't anticipate that. Okay. Maybe just go with the regular fish hook then on this one, because I don't really want to do 2 jump rings on there. So we'll go ahead, we'll hang our fish hook ear wire on instead, and then I can twist it if I need to. Okay. Yeah, it just has to turn. So you just take your ear wire, take your plier and turn it. And there's your little earring. These are cute. Like I said, they're super lightweight. And I know the camera's making it look like, but see, it really is not that. It's just the glare shining on it. I did not put so much silver on it that it totally turned it the weird color. It is pretty. But the camera is kind of, the light is kind of glaring on it. Okay, so let me turn this a little bit. And we'll have this one ready too. Just like that. So these are super cute as well. They turned out, they're very shimmery, and I'm telling you, these are so lightweight. So there's those. So now we've got this one, and we Mod Podged over it, and it's dry. And I have a couple beads I want to use on this one. So let me grab a couple of antique copper eye pins. Okay, and I'm just going to use this darker rondelle and then this really pretty, it's a check glass, really pretty bead. And same thing as before, I'm just going to make a loop. Okay, and roll this back. Oops, that's not my round nose plier, is it? Roll this back. All right, and then I've got my little copper ear wire here, and I need a jump ring, don't I? Grab a couple jump rings in copper. Actually, they don't have to be big. I mean, you can use small ones on these. There, those two will work right there. Okay, so we'll take this one. Just put it right through there. We'll go ahead and hook this right on. And then we've got our little ear wire here, our fish hook. And we can hang it right on there. So there it is. That one turned out really good. I really like it. It's very pretty. So there's that one. Now for time's sake, I'll do this in a minute. So this one now, I'm just going to Mod Podge over one more time since we put the silver on there. So just going to take the Mod Podge, go over top of it. Okay. And around the edges here. I know I'm getting it all over my mat. That's okay. It will come off. There we go. I'll just get the excess off. Okay. We're going to let these dry for a second. And I'll go ahead and make this other one since I got to let that dry anyway. So grab another eye pin. Put our beads on. And make a loop. Okay, here's our little jump ring. Is that the same jump ring? I guess it is. It looked a little bit bigger. Let me make sure. No, it's the same. Okay. It looked bigger for some reason. Okay. Put this one right on here. And here's our little fish hook. Yeah, these turned out really cute. I like them a lot. I like bigger earrings though. I'm not, I've got big ones and I've got small ones. I like them all, so. But like I said, if you're adverse to, whoops, I turned that the wrong way. If you're adverse to large earrings because of the weight, these would really be good for you because they are very, very lightweight. There we go. So super cute. Check them out. They're really adorable. Okay, I'll show them all to you in a minute. Okay, so now we got these. This isn't entirely dry, but for video purposes. I think, did I even pull out? I didn't even pull out any beads to use with this one. So I'm going to let these dry for a minute more and find some beads or something to use with it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are back with this one, and I just decided that I'm going to hang a little charm on it. I'm not going to put a bead on this one. We're going to do something different. So I've got my little jump ring here. This is a little feather with a rose. I'm just going to hang it right there. Oh, I didn't punch my hole, did I? It's important that you punch your hole back in there. So just like this. And it kind of goes through to the front where you can see. And then I just take my thing and punch it. Just get the little piece out of there. All right, now we've got our little feather with a rose. We're going to hang right here. And then I'm going to put my fish hook on, and I might end up having to turn it again. Let's see here. Yeah, it needs twisted a little, so I'm just going to take it and just twist it around so that the feather part hangs right by the fish hook. And then these are double-sided, so I'm going to mirror them. Keep forgetting to punch the hole, don't I? This one's still a little bit tacky with the Mod Podge, but I wanted to get the video done. I've been working on this video for days, and I need to move on with my life. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make sure this one hangs this way so it mirrors. And put the fish hook on. Whoops, and drop everything. Put the fish hook on. Close it up. And then again, just hold it up, and if you have to twist it, it's not a big deal. A little bit more. And there we have it. Okay, so here is this one. Super cute. So let me put these all over in my light box, and I'll be right back to show them to you. Okay, so here they are. I think they turned out really, really cute. So we've got our brown and gold. We've got our feathers, our little colorful one, and our really pretty sparkly black and silver. So this is what you can do if you have some wood earring blanks, Mod Podge, a little paint, yeah, some beads, charms. I mean, just have a good time. These are so much fun to make. You can be so creative. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I'm finding that a lot of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, and it's completely free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it really, really helps me. And it also lets you know when I upload videos if you hit the little bell. So that's kind of important too. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!